lockdown launch pad. My goodness me, week 10, here we are, and the rain's been falling all week. How depressing is that? But it's fine, because here we are, and it's launch pad, and we're going to sing our songs, and we're going to get going. Phoebe's brought her special guest with her today. Say hi to Phoebe's Teddy. We're going to get going, singing our song. Here we go.
Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. Lord, you show me the way. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path as I read it, Lord, today. Psalm 119 verse 105.
Here we go.
This book is alive. This book is alive. This book says,
Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. Lord, you show me the way. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path as I read it, Lord, today.
Psalm 119 verse 105. This book is alive.
Shake your hands, Ted.
This book is alive. This book is alive.
Dance now. Dance with me, Teddy.
Psalm 119 verse 105. This book is alive. This book is alive. This book says,
Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path.
Lord, you show me the way.
Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path
As I read it, Lord, today. Psalm 119 verse 105. This book is alive. This book is alive. This book is alive. This book is alive.
Brilliant. Well, now we're going to go and hear from Dave, who's going to tell us our story, and from Sally, who's going to do a craft. Great stuff.
Hi, well here we are again for another exciting week full of stories and activities and crafts. Just hope you're all keeping well and looking after yourselves. Hope you're not pulling your hair out, and in particular hope you're not pulling anybody else's hair out. So talking of stories, here's our story for the week. Let's just watch this together, shall we?
Stories of the Bible. The parable of the two builders. This is Jesus.
Heyo!
Who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love and healed people from their sickness. He did many miracles like walking on water
Oh, hey guys.
and even raised people from the dead.
Wahoo!
One day, as he saw the crowds gathering, Jesus went up to the mountainside and sat down. His disciples gathered around him, and he began to teach them. He asked them, "Why do you keep calling me Lord, Lord, when you don't do what I say?" Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise.
Hey, I'm gonna build here.
I'm gonna build out there.
All right, suit yourself.
Like a person who builds a house on solid rock.
Oh, yeah.
When the floodwaters rise and break against that house, it stands firm because it was well built.
I'll get it here.
But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish.
All right. Hey, it's nice.
Like a person who builds a house on sand.
Uh-oh.
When the rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. When Jesus had finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed at his teaching.
Well, that was a great story. I love the man sitting on the beach on his sun lounger. That was brilliant. Not a very good place to build a house, though. Sandcastles, maybe. I think we've all watched the tide come in and wash sandcastles away, and houses too, I'm afraid. So we'll learn more about that a little bit later. But first, we're going to go over to Sally for the craft.
Hey everyone, I just thought we'd try something completely different today, and when I was thinking about the craft I thought, shall I do something with a house because of the foolish builders on the sand and the rock? And then I thought, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the rocks that the wise man built his house upon, and I've got a selection of stones that I've sort of collected on the beach, and you can probably see these. The best ones for this craft are sort of flat ones that you can write on or paint. But I've also got some other ones which I've just picked up from the garden. But you can really go and have a hunt in your garden, on the beach. Maybe that's something you can do all together. So we need a collection of stones to do this. Now we can use paints, or we can use pens or anything to decorate them. And I know that certainly in Camborne, in a park, you can decorate stones and there's a trail, so you can add them to them. And I was thinking about the story, because actually where Jesus says, anyone who follows me and listens to my word is wise, because the man built his house on the rock. So I thought, right, let's do some painting or some decorating. And when you've done them, it will be really good to obviously see them. But you can put them around your neighbourhood so that whoever picks one up might just look at it and think, I might just look in the Bible, especially if you put a Bible reference on it. So I'm going to use this one, which is a completely flat stone, which was picked up from the beach. And I'm going to write on mine using Sharpies. So Joe Stevens, eat your heart out. I'm sure you will all come up with different things, but I've got my Sharpies today. So we all know that God is love. So on mine, I'm going to do a big heart. So I'm just drawing a heart on mine. You can do whatever you wish on yours. There we go. So there's mine. And on it, I'm going to get a different colour so that it stands out. I'm going to write, God is love. There. Before I do the other side, make sure it's completely dry. You can think about maybe a Bible verse that means something to you or special. I mean, for me, on the back of this one, I'm actually just going to write John 3 verse 16. Let's have a look. What colours we use? What do we do with it? Something that's going to stand out. So I'm going to write on John 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whoever may believe in him will not perish but have everlasting life. So that's it. That's mine with John 3:16. Now you can varnish them, you can make them as decorative as you like, and it'd be really good to see all of your efforts. I made another one which says faith, hope, love. The greatest of these is love. And then again, I've put the Bible verse on. So whoever picks it up, maybe they might just go home and think, do you know what? I'm just going to look that up. So that's this week's craft. Something simple, nothing too difficult for anyone. You can have a go, see what you can come up with. See if you can maybe use paints. And I would love to see your pictures. So that's it for this week's craft. Simple but effective. And then the challenge is go and put them in your neighbourhood. And you never know. That stone might be the first thing that pushes people or encourages people to go home and look up the scripture. So have fun and look forward to seeing all your stones or your rocks soon. Take care. Bye.
Okay, so what was Jesus talking about when he talked about building our houses upon a rock? He wasn't actually talking about houses, he was talking about our lives. Well, we all know how to build a house because that's built out of bricks, but how do we actually build our lives? What was Jesus talking about? Well, he was talking about the things that we do in our lives, because they can be like building blocks and building bricks. I mean, the first thing you do every morning is wake up. Well, most of us anyway. Some of you might sleep in a little bit longer than others, but once you wake up, it's really important what's the first thing that you do, because this is what's going to set your day up. If you just roll out of bed and gradually stroll down to the kitchen and try and find yourself something to eat and then think about what to do next, okay, the day might go reasonably well, but not as good as it could do. So the first thing you need to do when you wake up is to pray, because that is important. God actually cares about what you do during the day, and he really wants to hear from you first thing in the morning. And this is starting to build a relationship with him, and things actually follow on from that. And so you actually start to build a better life. You're making things different. Now, as you go on through the day, you have to remember that you need to talk. The things that you say are important, and you need to protect the things that you say. And you need to be sure that the things that you say don't hurt other people. So we do need to remember to talk through the day, and to remember that God cares about the things that we say. He cares about what we do. Okay? And the other thing that we need to remember is that throughout the day, God is always with us. It doesn't matter what we do, God is always with us, especially if we started the day off well, we woke up, we prayed, okay? Then remember that throughout the day, God is going to be with us in everything. Okay, and he will bless us and help us. He'll even change other people, perhaps to be nicer towards us, especially if we've prayed for them, not prayed against them, but prayed for them. He'll help them to be nicer towards us. He'll just make things go much better throughout the day. And then when we come, obviously, to the end of the day, we have to remember that God has been the one that's been with us, and we must remember to thank him, because it's important to say thank you to God, because he has blessed us and helped us every single part of our day. So when Jesus was talking about building bricks in our lives, he was talking about building upon him, the solid rock. And that means that we have to make him a part of everything that we do. So as we build our lives, he becomes more and more a part of us. As we get older and we leave school and we go on to things like jobs, we need to remember that it's important to have God's opinion on what we do. And that way, God will bless our lives and we will build on him. So we need to wake up, pray, and talk with God every single day. And in doing that, God will be more and more a part of our lives, and our lives will be built on him, the solid rock. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and as much as I have. And I hope the Lord is looking after you and blessing you. Remember, keep talking with him. He loves to hear from you. Take care. The Lord bless you.
Hello there and welcome back, and thanks to Dave for the story. There's Teddy Phoebe. Thanks to Sally for our craft. Always good to have a Sally craft. It's not too, doesn't stretch me too much.
No.
And I feel a bit more relaxed now.
Yeah, because Debbie's craft you don't like, because it's too hard.
Very hard, very hard. Not good at craft, not good at Debbie's crafts. Anyway, we like it when Debbie does it because it does stretch us a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dave's story. We were hearing about the wise man who built his house on the
rock.
And the foolish man who built his house on the
Sand.
sand. So what happened, Phoebe, when it rained to the house on the rock? Stayed firm. And what happened to the foolish man's house that was on the sand when it rained? Flat.
And you need to remember, on the sand it's this.
The sand, yeah, the actions for this. So Phoebe, do you feel a song coming on?
Yeah.
I feel a song coming on. Come on, Phoebe, let's sing. It's our favourite song about the wise and the foolish man. Come on, let's do it.
It has a second verse you
it does
might
have a
not
second
know,
verse.
but just copy us.
Follow us and we'll see how it goes. There you go. The wise man
house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rain came tumbling down. The rain came down and the floods came up. The rain came down and the floods came up. The rain came down and the floods came up, but the house on the rock stood firm.
Here we go, the foolish man's turn now. Here we go.
The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rain came tumbling down.
Here we go.
The rain came down and the floods came up. The rain came down and the floods came up. The rain came down and the floods came up, and the house on the sand fell flat.
Oh dear, it went flat. Here we go.
So build your life on the Lord Jesus Christ. Build your life on the Lord Jesus Christ. So build your life on the Lord Jesus Christ, and the blessings come tumbling down. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. So build your life on Him. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. The prayers go up and the blessings come down. So build your life on Him.
Thank you, Phoebe. Brilliant stuff. Well, it's good to see you. I hope you're all doing well. Stay safe and we'll see you next time. Bye.